Hi guys, I want to welcome you to the channel. We're at the Huntington Cemetery in Lorain, Ohio, and we're going to get in here and get started. I did want to apologize about the noise because we are up next to the road. Hopefully as we move along it'll get a little quieter. Here we have 1831 to 1888. Very nice. Here we have 1833 to 1906, and 1836 to 1894. You can see that. Here we have a World War II veteran. We might as well bring a light on it while we're here. Looks like we have another one right here, a veteran. I don't know if you can see the name too good on that, but there it is. And we're going to make our way on through, guys. Here we have 1823 to 1825. You can see that one. Here we have 1862 to 1882, I believe it says. This one's kind of neat. Looks like it held up pretty good. (1871 to 1906), and 1803 to 1904. I think it says. Here's a World War II. This is a veteran, guys. There's them little tags I was talking about in one of my previous videos where they're marking the graves. That's pretty cool. So they can come back and fix them somehow, maybe. And I don't know if you can read that one or not. We're going to try to pull it up some. All right. This is a pretty neat looking cemetery. It has made its way across the road where you see Old Glory flying in the air over there. There's another whole part, a newer part of the cemetery. Previously, like over there in that corner, is all newer part. But we're going to look at the older graves. Here we have 1837 to 1906, 1837 to 1914. And he was a war veteran from 61 to 65. This one here's a military as well. I may have done hit on him, I'm not sure, but we'll hit him again. All right, guys, we're going to move on over here to the older part of the cemetery. It's actually a pretty neat cemetery. Here we have 1833 to 1889. I don't know if you can see to read that one or not. I can't see it, so I don't know if it'll pull it up on the camera or not. Died in 1816, and the other one died in 1885. Very cool. Here we have 1895 to 1895 on the bottom, and it's 1838 to 1919 on top. I think that's wrong on the bottom though. 35 to 95, that's right. Here's a veteran too, and you can hardly read it, guys. There's a lot of military in these little graves, cemeteries, I mean. So I try to hit the little cemeteries as well as the big ones. Here's another veteran. There's a Wallace, 1881 to 1926. And this one's, guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull anything up on. So I think it's too far gone. Now here it is. Oh, we can see that real good. If I don't zoom it all to pieces. There we go. There's a pretty good size one, guys. Here we have another veteran. This placard thing. There's a taller one, a bit. I like the cemeteries with these older stones like this. I think they're fun to come and read and just look at them and see what kind of stones they had when they were born and when they passed. These look like they were all born and died in the 1800s. Here's the other side. Now here's one 1900. And then we got one right here. It's a veteran on the end here. This guy's a veteran. There's a pretty good size one right there, guys. Years ago when you couldn't see them, we didn't have cell phones, so we wasn't able to zoom in on them like we can nowadays and pull them up. So years ago we took a piece of paper and a pencil and held up to the cemetery if you wanted to see a stone and read it, and that's how you figured out the date. I don't know if you could get much of the younger generation nowadays to even walk in a cemetery much, nevertheless to come out and look at the old stones and take the pencil and paper and do that thing. We always enjoyed it as a kid when we went to old cemeteries. This one was born in 1815, died in 1888. Here we got 1816 to 1887. Kind of just bouncing around, guys, so if I repeat one, I'm sorry. Because sometimes I get off track of where I've been and where I ain't. That one's starting to lean. Hopefully they'll straighten it up before it falls over. Most of the time they don't. They usually break off after so length of time. Well, the traffic's not coming. Here's a view of the other side over there, guys. I'll kind of zoom it in for you so you can see. That's the other part of the cemetery over there. That's left over to across the road now. Very nice looking cemetery. Here we have 1833 to 1901. Very cool. These right here always seem like they're easy to read. Seems like they don't wear off as bad. This one says 1881, September the 11th. That's my daughter's birthday. And the stone's from 1882. Pretty cool. And we got one little tiny grave over here by itself. And I don't know if we'll be able to pull anything up on it or not, but we're going to try. Oh, excuse me, I almost fell in a hole. One over here I want to look at, guys. He's a pretty good sized one. Here's another veteran, guys. Right beside him's another one. 1843 to 1890, Albert Jones. And here's another veteran right beside him. A lot of veterans in these little cemeteries. That's why I don't like to pass up the little old cemeteries. I always like to bring lighting on them too. I'd love to come into one of these old cemeteries like this and do a late night adventure to see if they're supposedly haunted like everybody says some of them are. I don't know how others feel about that, but I'm more than willing to come in and do an adventure and sit with whoever wants to come out. This is another veteran. Because I ain't afraid of no ghost. Here we got 1837 to 1903. Nice looking stone. And the little old ones like this, normally you can't bring nothing up on them. They're so wore down. But it's right there at the bottom. And we'll at least try. Here's another one of them older ones from 1889. See how good them hold up? Got a little design on the side. Very nice. Here's another one that's about to flip over, guys, and it's a veteran. You would think that they would come out and try to level them up before they fall somehow. Being that they're in the military. I mean, I know there's a lot of military graves around different states, through all the states actually. But to level some of them would be pretty cool before they broke off, because they are part of history. Whether people want to accept history or not, that's up to them, but I think we ought to try to preserve it as much as possible. This is sad when you see them broke off like that, but all them thin ones eventually break. Excuse me.